that was about early 2000. I had congestive heart failure. Then I had a colon resection where they took out 3 feet of my colon all in the same year. And it was a tough year. Then just went through the motions, what they said to do and how to do it. And it was miserable, but I got through it. Then I worked, still working, and at one point, I think in 2009 or 10, somewhere around in there, I did some stupid something. I don't know what, but it's usually something stupid when your back goes out. But I had a sciatic. I could feel it start, and it went across and went down my leg all the way to my toes. And it stayed there for about 10 years. Never went away.
Neuropathy.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I couldn't even feel the right side of my leg or my foot. And then let's see, when was it? 14, 15? No, it wasn't even that long. It was this year. I bet you.
Oh, yeah.
Just a few months
Just
ago.
a few months ago.
Yeah, I just was looking at Sandra. I didn't know her name at the time. She was cutting grass.
I was cutting grass next door.
And I said, I went over there and said, hey, you know anybody that likes to clean houses? Well, the next thing I know, I got a hook in my nose and she's drugged me into the house. And all of a sudden the house is transformed into something unbelievable. And she gave me she said, you need to start taking these patches, X39 and X49. And I did for about 2 weeks. All of a sudden, in less than 2 weeks, I could feel a difference, a big difference. And I just kept, doing what Sharon said. And then she gave me these energy things. And Lord, I can't even get up and make it through a day without those babies.
Yeah, we have this little thing, huh, John, where we put our arms up and show everybody what we're doing. And then he's hooked up his friends with this as well.
To what now?
He said you've hooked up your friends with it.
Oh, yeah, I've told everybody. They said, what in the hell are you on? They said they never even ever heard me that. I was up, I was moving, doing. Usually I was sitting down, just, moping around.
He was walking like Frankenstein. I promise you, it was almost like he had lead weights on his feet.
I did.
And he dragged his feet everywhere he went. And I said, you need to try these because this man, I'm not kidding you. And like he said, I cleaned his house. I threw away hundreds of bottles. I'm telling you, hundreds of bottles of every holistic thing he could buy. He's like, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. It was all over his house. I'm not kidding. And I could feel like a dumpster with the amount of things he had in here for holistic healing. And he said, this isn't going to work. Nothing works. 10 days later, he goes, what's in these damn things? I said,
Lord have mercy, these things are really doing something to me. I mean, I never had that much energy. Energy to get up and go do something out of just sitting down and just doing nothing. And I've been out working in the yard again, just doing everything that I can possibly get back to doing. And the worst thing about having the instability of neuropathy is you don't have any stability. I could barely walk across a room, and if I tripped on, something on the floor, I'd probably fall down. Like in 2021, I fell 14 times. Just boom. But at least I somewhere down the line learned how to fall and not get hurt, or at least avoid dangerous places. But it still hurts, and it still have to get up and get back to.
But you haven't had that problem since you've been patching.
No, I haven't. It's like I know where I am. I can feel the bottom of my feet, my toes. A little bit. out of sorts right now, but they're getting better. I put the patches on, I put the area on, I put all those fancy name things on there.
He's patch happy. But he was really unstable when I met him, and this was the thing. And he also was supposed to be on blood pressure medicine because of his heart, and his doctor didn't believe him. And he went to the hospital for pancreatitis. We patched him up when he got home, and he got better in 2 days.
Yep.
It was 2 days. And his doctor didn't believe him he said, you have to be on the heart medicine. And John said, I'm not doing it. I'm using these. And so the doctor made him take his blood pressure, record it, and call him. And his blood pressure was perfect every single time.
It was almost too low. I don't even believe I've ever had blood pressure that low. 2/60.
It was 121/68.
Oh, 121. I thought
it was 121/68. And the doctor looked at him and said, well, and I was there with him today at the doctor, so I'm here to attest.
Yep.
He said, well, John, you seem to be doing pretty well. I guess we're not going to have to put you back on the heart medicine. Yes. And I got to witness that. So, and I texted it to his wife because she was here watching the dog. And
it was,
yeah,
I hate to say it, if you don't learn to know your body, you're going to get in big trouble. But, taking all those that's why I fell 14 times in 2021, is because I was taking those prescribed carvediols, and my blood pressure got too low, way, way low. And every time I'd stand up, I'd start going, whoa, getting sort of dizzy. And I'd have to sit back down and sort of pump up my blood. Putting these patches on, they just moved me right through the day.
That's right. So here was John's feet when I met him. He had really bad fungal problems, as well as this incredible swelling. Neuropathy was so bad. And now I'm going to show you a picture of his feet. Hang on a second. This is John's feet 1 week later after using the patches.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when he said, what's in these things? And I said, amino acids, salt, water, and sugar, and light and heat, and God. And he goes, I'll take it.
I did. I mean, I read a little bit about stem cell stuff. And your body sort of got to learn how to remanufacture to keep, your body back in optimum shape. But whatever these things do, they do it well.
Even my kids who are not, heavy believers in these patches said to me, wow, John's really done some great improving. But he said he's 70 years old. He said he feels like he's 50. Sally has gotten rid of her hip pain using them. She was sitting in the couch a lot because she's sitting kind of in a crooked position to take the pressure off her back. And
yeah, I used to have a lot of back pains and arthritis in my back, but the X39 and the X49 have really helped me there.
Well, she was a teacher for 40 years also, so she had to stand up for
all day, every day.
Yeah, all day,
pretty
every
much
day.
all day.
What kind of belly problems did you have, Sally?
Basically, it was diarrhea.
Oh, okay.
All the time.
Oh, gracious. That could be rather severe. So, and that's now resolved.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. X39 and of course some of the other supportive patches help that out, right?
Right.
Right. And John, if you don't mind, how young are you?
I'm not young, but I'm 70. I just turned 70 in February.
Excellent.
But
Well,
I feel 20 years younger.
I'm
2 years
68.
ago, I would have said, open the doors, I'll be there soon. I just didn't feel, I had no energy, no stamina, no anything. Just there.
God
But all
bless
this
you.
stuff has helped me. It really mentally and physically and
His cognition is
emotionally.
greatly improved too. And he's not fatigued like he was. And he's out there mowing the lawn, doing the weed whacking. He's gone out to lunch with his friends, which he hasn't done in a long time because he didn't want to drive because he couldn't feel his feet. So driving was only a necessity. And then you know, the improvements in them both in just a month has been so stunning. I wish I could make like a little short, you know, live reality movie of it. You know, it's been crazy.
I guess I was so far at the bottom, I didn't have anywhere else to go but up after taking these patches because they worked in what,
Immediately.
2 weeks. I felt the difference.
So you both have been on the patches a little over a month, but you felt results within 2 weeks, John?
Yes, maybe even sooner than that. I think I even felt it maybe a couple of days after I
I
started
did
the
too.
X39.
Oh, beautiful.
It just, what's going on here?
You're on loads of pharmaceutical medications, and I understand, Sharon, that the doctor has kind of reduced him down to a
He
few.
doesn't take anything now. He doesn't take any medicine, and he's not taking a bunch of holistic pills either. He's
Well, that's one of the deals. I said, you know, I hate to say it. I hope no one's got a doctor for a husband or whatever. But I think doctors, all they want to do is push pills. And I kept telling my doctors and every doctor, I don't need this. Yes, you do. You've got CHF. And I'm sitting there. I said, okay, just prescribe them on. I got 3 bottles. I could go start a pharmacy for Valiol. I got about 600 pills. I don't know what to do with them. I don't even know if I can turn them back in.
yeah, you can recycle them at the sheriff's department. So Sally had really bad arthritic back pain from being on her feet for over 40 years, being a teacher. And I asked her, why do you sit in the chair all the time, kind of crooked? And she said, because my back hurts. And she has blood pressure issues also, which I believe are pretty much resolved. Yeah. And she had bad stomach issues because she wasn't able to get up and exercise. So she would not drink enough, which was causing diarrhea because the pain was so bad. She just couldn't be moving. And I said, well, stick you, we're sticking you all. And we stuck them. And here they are, and they're both like incredibly better. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Like this should have been like a live like reality TV show.
My cousin said, what are you on? And I said, what do you mean, what am I on? I said, I've never seen you like this. And I said, nothing, I'm just doing these patches. And he said, well, what's the name of them? So I sort of gave him inside that, and a good friend of mine. I told him about that. Well, he came back to me the other day and said, I'm too healthy. And I said, what? You're too healthy? I said, what does that mean? He says, I don't need these things. Well, that's what I just let him, you know, wallow through it, you know, whatever he has to go through until he finds out that he's going to need something sometime. And I'll have everything right there. Sharon's already talked to him once. I just, you know, all you can do is do the best you can, and what shows what comes through.